Hi, it's Jenny from Success Empowerment. This week in our Leadership Essentials series, we are talking about strategy. Leaders are strategic. Now, as we mentioned in the blog, strategy is probably the most talked about component of leadership, the most studied, the most written about, the most scrutinized. And coming up with the right strategy is a big discussion. But let's break it down a little bit and think about how we want to approach strategy. The first thing I think about is, what does success look like? What are we trying to achieve with this initiative, this goal, this project? And from there, you've got an idea of what needs to be done and how things are going to come together, resources, time, money, that sort of thing. But what we need to do is make sure we're appropriately assessing the strengths and weaknesses of the team around us so that we're using everybody to their most valuable position. And what I mean by that is that often we get in the groove of doing things a certain way, and we become a little bit on autopilot. And if we're dealing with a new project, a new team, a new initiative, it's important to step back and think, okay, are the ways that worked in the past necessarily the best ways forward for this? Or should we set up a strategy that is more encompassing of the people around us and what contributions they can make? When we apply our tasks, our deliverables in a way that is encompassing of the strengths of the team that we're working with, we're going to find that things are going to be a lot easier to manage, which is always helpful. If you're managing a project, you want to make things easier because people are going to be better at their jobs. They're going to be more engaged in the project. They're going to be more aligned with what needs to happen. So that's an important component of strategy. First, assess what needs to be done, who's the best to do it, and how we're going to come together collectively to achieve what we want. As we've talked about before, the other important part is, of course, communicating that strategy. Is it clear? Often we find that leaders have brilliant strategies and they get so frustrated when things aren't going well, when people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. The first question in that scenario is, have we done a good enough job of explaining what we need to do, how we need to do it, why we're doing it? Is everybody clear on what success looks like? And what success looks like as a finished product will be viewed from a different lens depending on your own perspective and your position within the organization. So for example, if I'm leading a project and I have some creative stakeholders, I have some accountants, I have some HR people, all of these people are going to be viewing it through a different perspective, a different lens. So we have to be able to translate overall success with what that means to you and your unique contribution to the team. So when we help people make those connections, then we're facilitating the process to go a little bit more smoothly. As we've said, there are a lot of discussions on strategy, and this one certainly isn't over, but we hope that this is a good start for you to engage with the thought process of how you're approaching strategy, and we're going to keep talking about this in weeks to come. Thank you.